Hi, my name's Harry Spinks and I am a farrier based in Dorset in the UK, and we are doing a video series on different horses and that we shoe and trim with different conditions that they have going on. Today we're looking at a donkey called Tilly, and she has seedy toe, which has been ongoing for a little bit but is now healing up, and we are checking her out and seeing how her progress is going. This is Tilly. She is obviously a donkey. Tilly has a condition called seedy toe, and seedy toe is a symbiotic relationship between a fungus and a bacteria, and basically it eats away at the inside of the hoof wall. So it's anaerobic, which means that it thrives in non-oxygenated conditions. So the way that we treat it, especially with donkeys, is just to cut it out. So donkeys are actually quite a hardcore creature, not really designed for the UK. So their environment is the desert and this dry climate, whereas our climate is very wet and moist and a bit all over the place, which is why they get these conditions in the UK. But you just got to deal with it, really. And so with Tilly, what we do is when she gets it, we just take away that affected area, and then the guys put a topical treatment on her if she needs it. If it's dry like it is now, then she won't need anything doing to it. We'll just take away the little bit of necrotic tissue every time. If it was a horse with seedy toe, however, we'd end up probably either packing it internally or putting a shoe on it with some paddle packing, because a horse can't cope with the amount of foot that's removed as much as a donkey can. Donkeys are really hardcore creatures. And I've seen them. So with her, we're just going to trim her up, and then from there we'll just remove any necrotic wall that's needed to, just to allow the airflow to that foot. But there's nothing spectacular. There's nothing amazing that's going to happen with her, but it's just keeping it under control so that it doesn't get any worse, essentially. And then over time, especially now that it's in nice dry conditions, it will just grow out and it will look like a normal foot in probably 3 or 4 trimmings time. Donkey's feet are different to horses' feet as well. A bit of a stone bruise in here, nothing to worry about. So as you can see, they're a different shape, but that's drying out quite nicely there. But like everything, it's just making sure that they're kept in proportion. You can see whereas a horse's front foot's round, the donkey's front foot is more of a staple shape. And donkeys have upright pasterns, so they should have upright feet as well. Just removing that necrotic tissue, or excess sole, just to make sure there's nothing untoward going on. Just taking that bruising down a little bit. You can see where that foot's been eaten away a little bit and it's just growing back down. You just see in here that no more horn needs to be removed from that area now, especially now it's dry. It's all nice and dry in there, and that will just grow down nicely now, especially if we keep this hot weather up, which I hate but they love. You can see the growth lines there where that seedy toe started in the winter. And then on this hindfoot, she's got a little bit creeping into here, but I'm not really worried about that now, because the weather has changed, as I said, because it's a nice warm weather. That should dry out nicely. If we revisit her in a couple of shoeings, we'll find that that should hopefully be gone. Just take the edge down on that a little bit just so it doesn't crack up, but nothing spectacular. Again, all we're doing when we're trimming this sole and frog up is just taking away any of the non-exfoliated sole and frog, making sure it's nice and clean under there. It doesn't grow an awful lot of foot, but it's just keeping on top of it so that we don't have any problems and so it doesn't get out of control. When seedy toe's really bad, it's just like a mealy, necrotic little bit of foot in the middle, and it just goes up, and you can put a nail up and you can find out how far up it goes. Now that it's nice and dry, these feet have come back really nicely. And we just roll the edges of this foot off to stop it from cracking up and breaking. Good girl. If you liked what you see today, then please like and subscribe and share the video, and we will be producing regular content now about the way that we shoe and how you can help your horses at home, and how as farriers you can maybe try different tips and tricks to help the horses in your care.